Hola, clase. Bienvenidos for another installment of our online learning. Today we will look at section 5.3. We'll talk about the use of ser en estar. O sea, tenemos la lucha, the fight, la lucha entre ser y estar. Sabemos que ser y estar significan to be en inglés, ¿no? Pero ¿cómo sabemos cuándo usar ser o estar? When do we know how to use which ones? Aquí algunos ejemplos. Ella se llama Julieta. Julieta es puertorriqueña. Es alta y tiene el pelo moreno. Es muy amable. Es profesora de inglés. Hoy, Julieta está en su casa. Está enferma y no puede trabajar. Está relajando un poco. Estos señores son Tito Puente y Willy Colón. Los dos son nuyoricanos, puertorriqueños que viven en Nueva York. Son dos músicos de salsa muy famosos. Aquí está una foto. Eso es Willy Colón y eso es Tito Puente. Puerto Rico es el Centro Internacional de Música Salsa. Su música, la de Tito Puente y Willy Colón, está en el Internet. Y aquí una prueba. Si quieren hacer clic aquí, pueden escuchar música salsa de estos dos artistas. Did you catch that? If you click here, you can listen to some music or you can find your own of Tito Puente and Willy Colón. Okay, so check it out. It's classic salsa. Okay, so you have already learned that ser and estar both mean to be, but are used for different purposes, right? So the charts I have here summarize the key differences in usage between ser and estar. Let's look at ser. Here you have the description and here are some examples. You use ser to describe nationality and place of origin. Juan Carlos es argentino. To talk about profession or occupation, Francisco es médico. To talk about characteristics of people and things, José y Clara son simpáticos. To mention generalizations, for instance, es fabuloso viajar. Traveling is fabulous. Possession, es la pluma de Jimena. What something is made of. La bicicleta es de metal. Time and date. Hoy es martes. Son las 2. And where or when an event takes place. El partido es en el Estadio de Santa Fe. Okay, so many of these points, not all of them, but many of them we've seen before and we learned to use the verb ser. If you're not sure, you may want to stop the recording here and browse back to when ser and estar were introduced in the earlier chapters. Careful, atención. Ser de expresses not only origin, es de Buenos Aires, and possession, es la pluma de Maru, but also what material something is made of. La bicicleta es de metal. Okay, so the combination of ser and the preposition de. Here are a few more examples from our fotonovela. Ellos son mis amigos. Miguel está enojado conmigo. Take a second and note the use of ser and estar. Estar is used for location and spatial relationships. El aeropuerto está lejos de la ciudad. It's used to describe health or well-being, if you will. ¿Cómo estás? Estoy bien. Physical states and conditions. El profesor está ocupado. Is busy, right? An emotional state. Marisa está feliz hoy. You can also use it to talk about certain weather expressions, if you recall. Está lloviendo or está nublado. And ongoing actions, as we saw in one of our previous videos for the progressive tense. Estamos estudiando para un examen. Okay, again, much of this is a review. It's just put together and from a different perspective. With many descriptive adjectives, ser and estar can both be used, but the meaning will change. Now, what does that mean? Well, you could say Juan es delgado. Juan is thin, and that's an inherent characteristic because that's how he is. He's always been skinny. Or you could say Juan está más delgado hoy. And here, está is something that is happening, is going on currently or today. Juan looks thinner today, so something happened. This is not an inherent sort of characteristic. There's been a change. Ana es nerviosa. You use said here to indicate that something is continuous or part of a person's characteristic makeup. Ana is a nervous person. She's always nervous, right? Or Ana está nerviosa por el examen. Ana is nervous because of the exam. Here the está explains why she's nervous, because maybe she's not usually a nervous person, but she has good reason today. She's nervous for the exam. So again, the statements with ser are general observations about the inherent qualities of Juan and Ana, and the statements with estar describe certain conditions or situations that can be variable. Here, you can find a list of adjectives that change in meaning when used with ser and estar. Okay, I'm going to compare them. El chico es listo. The boy is smart. El chico está listo. Boy is ready. Very, very big difference. La profesora es mala. La profesora está mala. Again here, ser and estar with the adjective malo or mala is a big difference. It cannot just simply be explained by inherent and non-inherent characteristics. There's an actual deep meaning change. Jaime es aburrido. Jaime está aburrido. He is boring. He is bored. Two different things. Las peras son verdes. They are green. That is what they're supposed to look like. Versus las peras están verdes. They're green in the sense that they're not ripe. Again, that would be a particular stage in their development. El gato es muy vivo. Cat is very lively. Y el gato está vivo. The cat is alive. Big difference, right? Between being lively and alive. Iván es un hombre seguro. He's a confident man. Iván no está seguro. He's not sure. Now, for many of these, the description of what I mentioned earlier of inherent state versus something changing does apply. You want to make a note of the ones that are individual, like listo and malo or mala. They're quite different, so mark them with an asterisk when you study those with the meaning for ser and the meaning for estar. Another important item, when you're referring to objects, ser seguro means to be safe. Okay, so el puente es seguro, the bridge is safe. Okay, so let's look at the two sentences. Ser feliz es gratis y yo prefiero estar feliz. Take a minute, you can pause the recording and think, explain the difference in your own words between the use of ser feliz and estar feliz. All right, welcome back. So what did you come up with? Is it something like this? Ser feliz is more of a personal characteristic, to be a happy person, okay? So these two guys are just happy people. Well, not really people, but you get my meaning. And estar feliz is more of a conscious decision. Okay, yo prefiero estar feliz. I prefer to be happy. It is my choice. And I may not always feel like that, but that is the way I look at it. Okay, you choose. Again, please pause the recording, look at the sentences, make your choice, and come back when you're ready. So, what did you make of it? Número 1. Julieta es o está de San Juan, Puerto Rico. Ella es o está contenta de tener un trabajo en la Universidad de Puerto Rico. Y Julieta y su esposo están o son fanáticos de alcapurrias. Alcapurrias es esto. Rico. Very, very yummy. Alcapurrias. Fried goodness. Anyway, I got distracted. Julieta es de San Juan, Puerto Rico. This is origin. Ella está contenta de tener un trabajo en la Universidad de Puerto Rico. She is content. Current feeling, state. Julieta y su esposo están, no, Julieta y su esposo son fanáticos de alcapurrias. Their love for alcapurrias is not limited to a particular phase in their lives. They are huge fans of them. Okay? All right, so over here you have the exercise Inténtalo, which you can also find in your book, or if you have the V-text, you can find it there as well. Please complete it, deciding whether it's ser o estar, and make sure you conjugate the verbs appropriately, right? And careful, these guys are adjectives, so they need to agree, okay, if they require that, okay? You can complete the exercise. You can write it down. You can go to the VHL website under Estructura 5.3. You will find the key. Okay, so here, más práctica, I'd like you to look at exercises 1, ser o estar, and 2, número 2, completar. Again, you can find the key on the VHL website. Let me go there real quick. Right, so here we are on the VHL Central Activities website. You're under Estructura 5.3, right? You found it over here. Let me slowly scroll up so you see where I am, right? These are the exercises, and these are the ones I mentioned. Inténtalo, ser o estar, completar. So whenever you're done doing them on your own, you can go over here. You can complete them on the website, or just simply click on the answer key and they'll tell you, you know, the result, and you can compare to what you have. Okay? Email me if you have any questions. All right. And here a little treat for you, a little reading, a little fun reading for ser y estar. All right. So, again, if you have any questions, let me know. Y si no, nos vemos la próxima vez para el 5.4. Adiós.